Hello there.
Well, hi.
My mom is making me play this here clarinet, and I don't know anything about it.
You mean like this clarinet right here?
Yes, just like that one.
Well, that's quite a coincidence because I teach how to play the clarinet. Why don't you come with me and I'll show you how to put it together. Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Can? Okay, so the first thing you want to do is open your case. You always want to make sure that your case is facing up, so usually there's some kind of label on top. As you can see, my label is on top of my case, so I'm good to go. I can go ahead and open up my case. And there is the clarinet. I'm going to go ahead and get this swab out of the way. And the first thing that you want to do is start soaking on your reed. You should have a reed guard that looks like this, and it should be filled with 4 reeds at all times. If not, you can always open up your box of reed and take out a reed and unwrap it and fill up your reed guard. So I'm going to go ahead and start soaking my reed. And then you want to find the thing in your case that looks a little bit like chapstick. It's actually called cork grease, and what you do is you open it up, twist it up just a little bit, and there should be 4 corks on your clarinet that you need to grease up. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. A little grease goes a long way. Really, with a brand new clarinet with brand new corks, you want to grease it up every time that you put it together for about 2 weeks. And then after 2 weeks, you really only need to grease up your corks when they feel dry. I should be sucking on my reed, but I'm going to go ahead and take it out for now so that I can talk to you. So I'm all good. My corks have been greased, and now let's learn how to put the clarinet together. So what you want to do is grab the lower joint first, and you always want to grab it where there's hardly any keys. So about this area should work. And then you want to take your bell, and then take the 2, and you always twist the bell with the lower joint together like this. You never want to cram it in or anything like that. Just go ahead and twist it in. The next piece that you need is the upper joint. The upper joint you could tell is the upper joint because it has these little keys that stick out in the middle, and it's got 2 corks on either side. The upper joint, you can actually really do some damage with your clarinet if you don't do this step first. You need to make sure that you press these keys down like this. And when you press these keys down, this little thing called the bridge goes up. And the idea is when you put these 2 pieces together is that this part goes on top of that part. So you want to definitely make sure that you're pressing this key down when you twist the 2 pieces together. So what I always suggest is that you just put the bell up against your stomach like this, get all the keys facing up towards the sky like this, and then you press down that key. And then with these 2 pieces, you want to just twist back and forth like so. You don't want to go around, because if I were to keep going around like this, these keys are going to crash into each other, and I'm going to end up with bent keys and a broken clarinet. So I'm just going to twist it until this little part right here is lined up, the bridge. So we are good. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my barrel. At this point, you should take your reed and turn it around and suck on the fat part. You want the entire reed to be nice and wet by the time you're ready to play. That way the whole reed vibrates and things work a little bit better. Okay, the next part that you want is called the barrel. There's only one right way to put it on. If you try to put it on upside down, it's just going to spin and spin. So you just flip it over like so. And again, you always want to hold your clarinet on the piece that you just put on last. So I'm going to hold it up here and twist that barrel on. If I were to hold it down here and twist my barrel, you can see my upper joint is beginning to spin, and I'm going to have some problems. So always hold it on the last piece that you just put on. That was pretty easy. And here comes my mouthpiece. Just going to go ahead and twist that on too, spin that around, and you want to line it up so that the hole is facing the back side of the clarinet. So far this is how we should be looking. All of our keys are facing the same way. When I turn it around, the whole of the mouthpiece is facing the back side. Okay, here comes the complicated part. Now it's time to put the reed on the mouthpiece. This can be a little bit complicated, so you might want to come a little closer. Okay, the ligature, if you try to put it on upside down like this, it's just not going to work. So what you want to do is make sure that it's right side up, and that way it goes right on really easily. Okay, now the reed, if you've noticed so far, I haven't touched this part of the reed because it's very, very thin and very delicate, and it could break. And reeds cost money. We don't want to make our parents angry by breaking all of our reeds. So we're going to do all of this by touching the reed only on the sides or on the smooth part down here. So what you're going to do is you're going to lift your ligature up a bit. Okay, that creates a little bit of space between the hole and the actual ligature. And we're going to take the reed and make sure that it's facing up with the tip facing the sky and the smooth part facing you. So not the part with the words, that should not be facing you. The smooth part that looks like bark should be facing you. So what you do is you slide that reed over the hole, not into the hole like this, but over the hole, and you kind of get it to about where it should be, and then you just sort of slide that ligature down to kind of hold it. Okay, so now the reed is about where it needs to be. We just need to finely tune it. The idea is to get the tip of the reed lined up with the top of the mouthpiece, and as you can see, it's not quite there yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to touch the side of the reed, whoop, and the bottom of the reed with my other thumb, and just sort of get it where it needs. Oh, that looks about right there. Very good. So then I'm going to lower the ligature a bit by unscrewing the screws, and as you can see on your mouthpiece, and mine too, you should have a line up here and a line down there, and the ligature should be right between those two lines. Perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and tighten down the bottom screw first, and then the top screw second, and that you just go until it starts to stop. And if you want to double check, you could always look at it from the side, lightly press on almost the tip, and as you can see, the tip of the mouthpiece lines up perfectly with the top of the reed. And there we have our reed placed perfectly on the mouthpiece.
That was easier than I thought.
That's right, Mr. Can. And if you practice every day, then you'll get better and better. Why don't you play us a little something?
Okay, but I only know a few notes.